Hello!
We're back 6 months later.
6 months.
Alright.
A lot's been going on since then.
Yeah. We've been
working a lot, and our schedules aren't lining up for us to actually be able to get together and do this.
Well, you gotta think about it. Like I said, we did this in August of last year. So
we had Horror Nights 29.
Then we had Grinchmas and the holidays.
We had Hollow Scream that we went to.
Exactly.
And now we're already running Mardi Gras.
So
we're 25 years of Mardi Gras.
It's just when the schedules don't line up, it's hard to do it. But
it really is.
We're back 6 months later.
Yay!
And this is now going to be the review for Halloween Horror Nights 2018-28. So, he's got the event.
Also known, there's 2 taglines for this one. It was known as "We Know What Scares You," which they take the tagline from the movie Poltergeist.
Okay.
Or the other name was "Fear Comes From Within," which I forget where they got that one, but I kind of like both of it.
Yeah, I posted one of the other ones right there for you guys to see.
Yep.
One with the main shirt behind you. Pretty cool.
So
I'm wearing the Scare Zone shirt. He's got the annual pass holder
I got the annual pass holder shirt on.
I'm gonna have to turn around for mine, unfortunately, because as you can see, ow. There we go. That's the Scare Zone shirt.
It's actually the first year that they've done Scare Zone.
Yeah.
Scare Zone shirt.
But you got it.
But.
Anyways.
So anyway, we're gonna jump right into this. So the overview for this year. The world's premier Halloween Horror Nights event is getting scarier. For the first time in 28 years, I almost said 30, you'll experience more haunted houses than ever at Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights.
Nice.
Horrors inspired by the 80s will invade this year's Halloween Horror Nights. The past will haunt you in 10 haunted houses featuring the biggest names in horror, including Netflix's sci-fi thriller Stranger Things and Legendary Pictures' Halloween classic Trick or Treat.
Yes.
And 5 sinister scare zones. When it comes to scare zones, you'll come face to face with menacing creatures and unearthly forces throughout the streets of Universal Studios, Florida. 10 haunted houses, 5 scare zones, 1 powerhouse show. What are you waiting for?
One show.
You can experience all the scares and more for 34 select nights.
Yep.
Which is the most that we've ever done to this date.
Yeah. Because as you know, for the one show, we lost Bill and Ted. We explained that in the last video.
Yep.
So I don't think they really knew where to go with the shows. So they're like, oh, we'll just give them one show.
And of course, last year's Academy of Villains actually moved into their new home at Fear Factor.
Yep. It was
interesting.
Cyberpunk. We'll talk about that later.
Maybe. So, alright. So we're going to get with Justin now on ticket prices and dates.
Ticket prices, yes. Dates were September 14th through November 3rd for the dates. Your single night ticket was $62.99 plus tax on a single event night. $66.99 on single event nights, October 7th, 11th, 14th, 18th, and 21st and 25th. They were on select nights.
Yep.
For the prices. $73.99 plus tax valid on single event nights, September 14th, 21st, 28th, October 5th, 26th, and November 2nd. $79.99 plus tax on single event nights, October 12th and 19th. $87.99 for September 15th, 22nd, 29th, October 6th, 13th, 20th, and 27th, and November 3rd. So
that being the highest night, meaning possibly a Saturday
Yeah.
or a Sunday, which is a peak night.
yeah, and as you can see, it was $87.99 for the very, very last night, because it's always great to go on the last night of the event.
It's quiet, actually.
Yeah. So, and then let's see what else we got here. Flex Sunday through Friday, which I guess allows you to choose from any one of the 29 nights.
Yep.
$81.99 on some of the select nights. there's a bunch of lists of them on there. I don't know if I'm gonna.
I
read
do
all
believe
those.
that the flex tickets were new this year. Well,
Yeah.
were new on this year because I don't remember them being. I'll have to go back and check and do my research on them, but I do believe this was the first year that flex tickets came into play, and they were a big hit with everybody.
So there was still a lot of different select nights for the flex, and then you had the Frequent Fear passes. Rush of Fear was at $95.99 plus tax. With Express on there is $2.99. And then you had the Frequent Fear pass, which was $129.99. Which with Express was $419.99. Ultimate Frequent Fear was at $203.99 plus tax, and with Express $599.99.
Yeah.
So unless you're rich, or you've been saving for a while, that one might be a little pricey.
Also, we have a few milestones for this
Yes.
year. There's not really much. I tried to do the best research I can to remember because this was, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah,
We're coming into Horror Nights 30 this year. It's going to be a big one.
Anniversary. Yep.
We already said this year 10 houses. Now, if you remember the last few years, we did 9, 8, 7. We were supposed to get a second show for this year. Never came in. So they decided last minute, throw a 10th house in there. And aside from the 10th house, it was also the usage of a new location, which we just had a new parade building built on property at Universal. And they thought, hey, we can use a quarter of it and turn it into a house, which we'll discuss that house down the road.
Hate that house.
Number 3, this is also you'll see it. This is part 1 of the theme for this year. And you'll see in the next video that why we say part 1, because the 1980s was the base theme for this year. They always thought the 80s was a great year. Horror movies were at its all-time high. Just everything in the 80s was amazing, or at least stuff inspired by the 80s, like Stranger Things. Stranger Things took place. The actual year was, I think it was 2017 or 2018 that the TV show came out, but it took place in the 80s. I believe it was 84 or 83. No, 83 because season 2 was 84. So anything, it doesn't have to be 100% from the 80s. It can be something inspired by the 80s. But again, you'll see why we say it's part 1. I consider this a 2-year arc.
Nice.
Between 28 and 29, continuing this Spaces theme.
Yeah.
Also,
we were born in the 80s.
That's right. I was born in 1984, December.
That was August of 88.
I'm 36 now, or 35. I'm sorry. Wow, I'm pushing myself ahead.
I'm 31.
I'll be 36.
I'll be 32.
Another thing is the store this year, which you'll see later down the road. It was actually split into 2 themes, which has never been done. The first room was basically trick or treat. It was like a Halloween party looking with pumpkins and everything like that. You'll see in the video. And then the second room was Stranger Things.
Yep.
Which was actually really cool because it felt like you walked into the Upside Down with the sud machine and everything like that. Also, we have a lot of new food items, which we'll discuss down the line. They really went all out for this year, and you'll see next year. They really went all out by pushing that 80s theme and getting everything that they can out there.
Pizza fries returned.
Yes, pizza fries came back again. They're a huge hit.
Yep.
So
and more cheese on it.
Yeah. Well, actually, everything. They added more fries, more meat and pepperoni and stuff like that, because I guess people were complaining, oh, they paid this much for this amount, and you're only getting like that much, whereas now they double loaded.
Previous year, you didn't get nothing else.
I always ask for the extra oregano and the Parmesan that goes on top.
We like cheese.
We also have tons of new merchandise because, again, 80s. They really went all out. I think they got a new person this year to do all the merch and everything, and they even gave the Scare Zones tender loving care, which has never been done in Horror Nights history at all. And then the last thing is this year, due to the opening of Fast and the Furious Supercharged, they decided not to do a Scare Zone because they thought the popularity of the attraction would be too much to dump out into a zone, so they decided to pull the Scare Zone from that area and decided to do a roaming horde. So this year we had the clowns. Was it clowns?
Yeah, we had killer clowns.
We had the clowns in the Scare Zone, and then over by San Francisco, where the other scare zone was supposed to go, they decided to do crazy maniac mechanics and like carnival carnies. Because basically the two scare zones, the two roaming hordes tied into a house, and it was kind of like everything spilled out in the streets. But and we also have a new location. I just remembered this just now. We have a new location for a scare zone, which we'll discuss later down the road. It is actually South Street near Transformers, which has never been used, near the lake area, which I will explain later on.
Lots of pictures and videos for everything. Y'all are gonna see everything. So, but was that it for milestones?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
That was it for milestones.
Now
I guess I'll jump into.
We're gonna jump into the houses. Yeah. So your first house.
All right. So for this year, it's the overview reads: for the first time in 28 years, you'll experience more haunted houses than ever at Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights. A 10th house has joined the lineup with a terrifying theme.
Which we just explained, in the new parade building. So.
Yep. So that actual theme was, the first house we were going to talk about is Carnival Graveyard. Location is Soundstage 24B. And the synopsis reads: as guests trespass into a dilapidated carnival, they will find a mess of decayed rides and games, and soon discover they are not alone. Horrifying guard dogs, a grotesque tunnel of love, gleefully vicious performers loaded with deadly weapons fabricated from old rides, and more will stalk guests every move as they try their best to escape. And we have a photo wallpaper for the house, and we also have a sneak teaser video.
Okay, cool.
So we'll see you on the other side of the carnival. And we hope you enjoyed that video.
Yep.
That was an amazing house. I think it was by far my favorite original for that year, because
it was cool.
It also had a new concept that we've never seen in Horror Nights history. It was actually what they call an open blueprint, meaning when you're walking through one room, you can see guests walking through other rooms as you're coming around, because it was a giant junkyard of carnival stuff. So you went through, like, I remember it, like, because it was like you walked through like the tunnel of love, then you went through like a creepy old dark ride haunted house, which kind of really hit me in the heart, because I built one of them in 2005.
I remember the mirrors.
The mirrors. And what was also cool is any Horror Nights legendary person that would go through there that has been through every single house would be like, it was literally Fangoria in that house. So you'd be like, oh, that was from Dueling Dragons the Ride. Oh, that was from Horror Nights 2007. Oh, look, there's the Captain Jake's Amity Boat Tour sign from the Jaws ride. It was like we were going through there, and I'm like, oh, the Hewitt mailbox from 2007. That's right, Texas Chainsaw. Yep. And then all that, like, it was just like, it was built upon everybody's life. If you remember going through those houses and you spotted those props, it was like immediately fangirling over, going, oh my god, it's there! So it was really cool, but it was in a good location. What did you think about it? Like, did you have anything to add to it? Because I really
Carnival Graveyard. Yeah, it was pretty good. I really liked how they did the mirror effect, which they always like to trick people with.
And the buttons, the triggers.
And the triggers.
They had triggers that you would walk through
Yeah.
and hit, you would soak people.
That's the
or scare
triggers.
people
I like
behind
how
you.
they had some of the guys that were up very high or whatever, and
the bungee
they'd be
cords.
like, "Oh, hi, how you doing?" So I like the different stuff that they do.
It was a really cool house.
And who doesn't like a carnival?
I
mean,
know, like a creepy rundown junkyard carnival.
Yeah, it's just I like anything like that. I mean, I blame Jack the Clown for that.
Yeah.
So
all right, we are going to move on. Dustin's
Next.
going to read the next one.
Next house number 2 is Dead Exposure, Patient Zero. Now this house, let me tell you right now, this house, we'll explain more about it, but it did like screw with your eyes a lot. So, but let me go ahead and show you guys location.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's Run Tent 1.
You can tell it's been 6 months since we did our last video, so we're having to keep each other in check.
That's
remembering.
Location, yeah, was Front Tent 1. Military is forcing those not affect into quarantine, and vaccination is being given. It's the only chance to ward off the sickness, but there are major side effects: blindness, and there was blindness.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, here is a photo and the trailer for Dead Exposure Patient Zero, and we'll be back to talk about it.
Good luck.
Yeah.
More dire news from Europe. The French military announced an immediate end to all evacuation efforts. Officially locked.
Fear is spreading.
To enter or leave.
But bioweapons cannot be contained. He means
The pandemic has ravaged the city's entire population.
signs of the disease spreading beyond
A
Europe.
breakthrough inoculation.
Containment facilities are going up.
Side effects.
All transmission. French captain spread dead today.
Another city goes dark.
Yeah.
So that was the trailer for Dead Exposure and the photo for it as well. My thoughts on this house is it will blind you.
Yeah.
But it was I think it was my girlfriend's favorite house this year, for
It's a
sure.
good one.
And it's just the way they did the elements and everything. Like it screwed with you.
It really messed with you.
So, and it was really dark. It was really dark in this house.
Don't go in this one during the daytime.
So,
do it at night.
Yeah, it's definitely a night.
Save yourself the pity of
Yeah,
having to
house,
walk
but
through and run in
I
the
did
walls.
like this one. This was definitely in my top 5 for sure. Out of the whole 10 houses lineup, and I liked it. It was good.
This one hit me hard because my first year of Horror Nights was 04. They did Dead Exposure in 2008, but it was more based around the movie Shaun of the Dead.
Yep.
It was more of a funny. This time they took it into a darker, scarier tone.
I remember that.
And now we're in Paris, where the virus breaks out. Everybody's getting a vaccination for quarantine, but like it read before, the vaccination has side effects: blindness, temporary, like you were literally walking through to the point where you can hear someone jump out and growl at you. You'd be like, oh, okay, and all you see is the outlines. So everybody was like literally dressed in black with paint to make it look like the outlines of people.
And the monkeys. Oh, the
And
monkeys.
the monkeys, yes, our good friend.
That's all you heard in the
But it
house.
was really neat because there was a lot of cool effects. Like I like the mirror effect in the train that made it look like you had zombies coming in front of you.
Yeah, it was like one of my
really-
favorite scenes actually.
When really it was just a mirror reflecting.
Yeah.
And then that scare, remember? It looked like the mirror looked like, oh, okay, it's a bunch of empty benches, and then the person jumped out behind the mirror.
Yep.
You were like, oh, all right.
Thank
The
you.
sewer attack was cool with the person with the 2 zombies, and they pushed the thing forward.
Yep. It screwed with you a lot.
And then the catacombs, that was creepy.
Yes.
With all the skulls and everything. So you see these skulls and then you're like, okay, he's fake. Okay, he's real. All right, get that guy.
And then basically the end of the house was where it basically blinds you. You had the flickering lights.
Yeah, it was
strobe
basically
light.
supposed to be like
blood everywhere.
Like, oh, your vision is starting to come back. So you're starting to see flashes. Like, your vision from going, like, completely blind is starting to come back. So they had, like, 12 strobe lights in one room, and you can start to see blood splatters. It felt like you were in, like, a Parisian, like, a cafe, like, something like in Paris. And there's blood splatters and zombies eating people, and you can start to see the colors of your vision starting to come back.
Yeah.
So, and then that was the end of that house, and then they get you with that final scare when you're walking out. You're like, okay, it's over. Okay, I'm out.
Yeah.
I loved it though.
Pop quiz. Remember he said that they did it back in 2008. Who was the icon for 2008? You gotta watch the past video. If you guessed Bloody Mary, you guessed right.
Yeah. Just remember, don't say her name 3 times. So that's 1. It's just like Beetlejuice. All right, so I'm gonna jump into the next house. This one is one of my favorites.
Oh yes.
Halloween 4: Return of Michael Myers.
Yes.
The location of this year was actually the Shrek Theater, also known as 40D.
Yes.
And the synopsis reads, you'll be dropped right in the middle of Michael Myers' path, where he's on his way to eradicating his niece. He takes out anyone in his way, and you'll be right in the middle of the action. Try your best to escape the bloodbath. Not even Loomis, Myers' psychiatrist, can save you. And we also have a photo and the teaser trailer to this one, so good luck.
Yep.
And you will be under the knife. And that was the video. This one was good. We've done Halloween in 2014. It was the first year that we did it.
Yep.
Based off the first movie. Then we did 2016, which you've seen, was Return to Haddonfield.
Yep.
Based more on the hospital. This one, they jumped from 3 to 4. I guess 3 doesn't really have Michael Myers in it. I mean, I guess what happened was with that, John Carpenter originally he wanted to end the Michael Myers franchise from what I read, and they wanted to do something else. So 3, he wrote this thing about this masks, and this guy who finds a scientific rock, and he uses some of the stuff in it. I don't know, it's really weird, but it didn't get as much popularity. So people were saying, oh, why not bring Michael Myers back? And Carpenter said, you know what? Okay, the next one we're going to bring Myers back. Well, this house follows the 4th movie. Like through and through. I mean, like all the other Halloween houses.
Yep.
I mean, you went through the police station and everything like that. I'm trying to remember a lot of the stuff because I have the movie, but I haven't seen it in a while. But I just remember
you got a lot of the guys on the hospital beds.
A lot of there was a hospital scene. It was the beginning of the movie when Michael Myers is supposedly dead from the end of the second film, but he wakes up, kills the ambulance driver, and ends up in the insane asylum. So then he breaks out of there. Loomis is on the hunt to try to find him again. Obviously, Loomis survives.
Yep.
I think he kills a guy, throwing him into a giant electrical transformer. Because I remember that in the movie. But yeah, everything in the house was basically the movie. And again, they like to cast people who are really tall for this one. So you walk up and you're like, oh, hi.
And as the event progressed, I feel that this house actually got better and better.
Yeah, they got to know their character. And then, of course, the twist ending at the end when you think, okay, Michael Myers is dead. No, his little niece decides to take over with the clown mask and the knife.
I love it.
No!
Yes.
But
Alright.
what did you think of it?
Halloween 4, for me, like all the Halloween houses that they've done, I liked the first one that they've ever done first.
Yeah.
With the actual facade and everything.
Yeah, I feel like, and I like the visual projection.
And you had
on
the
that.
second one, which we talked about, 2016, Dumpster Mike.
Dumpster Mike.
Who could ever forget that guy? And then this one, I liked actually this one actually better than the second one.
Yeah.
So it goes the first one, this one, and then Enfield, but I love
The
Dumpster
first one
Mike.
will always be. I mean, like he said, the facade, it was the Myers house. But
Yeah.
what made it more was the fact they did a digital mapping on the front of the house
Yeah,
to show from the year that he kills his sister, where the house is brand new, it's very nice.
Yep.
And then as you're waiting in line and you're hearing the
Yeah, so.
the whole house is starting to change.
Yeah.
So things are starting, the clapboards are starting to fall, the windows are getting dirty, and then at the end you hear the and it breaks the whole wall, and the word Halloween comes up, and you just see Michael Myers' fake, like digital face, and then the whole sequence starts over. It was a whole like 5-minute thing that they did in front of that, or 10-minute thing.
so-
It was really, really, really
But
cool.
this fourth one, yeah, it was definitely good. I liked my favorite one was when you're actually at the ending part, basically, with all the
When you're walking through the farmyards with the car, I think it scared the crap out of a lot of people.
I think the ending was probably my favorite part of the whole entire house, but it was pretty good. It was, I think, also in my top
It
5.
was an odd location for it, but it actually
Shrek.
fit very well.
It had some good ones in Shrek. They have.
Oh yeah.
So,
I
but
remember when they first used it. 2015 was the first year we used Shrek.
yeah, we did. We talked about that in previous videos.
Yep.
But
2015.
But yeah, moving on to the next house, guys. Is it my turn, right?
Yep, your turn.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Blumhouse, Horrors of Blumhouse. So
Part 2.
Part 2.
actually.
Part 2, yes. So it's the second Blumhouse that we've had. Our location was in the MIT tent. And it says featuring scenes from the hit films Happy Death Day and The First Purge. So in this one, they only did 2 of the films versus the last one they did 3.
Yeah.
This haunted house will have you running for your life. Survival is key as you enter not only Happy Death Day's babyface killer, but also the nation's very first wave of purgers. So we got the photo for you first, and then the trailer for Blumhouse, and then we'll talk about it. Okay?
Enjoy.
Yes. Get right to it.
This is your emergency broadcast system. Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use. All other weapons are restricted. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal.
All right.
There you go.
So that was the trailer for the Horrors of Blumhouse. And let's go ahead and talk about now this house. This is the second one, like I said, that they've done. First one being last year. This one they had. First part was Happy Death Day, which you came face to face with. What's his name again? Babyface.
Babyface.
Yeah.
Was it Baby?
Yeah, I think Babyface.
Funny. Yeah.
Babyface, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and then
Babyface.
you went through basically the scenes of Happy Death Day, the first one, and then you came to the second half, which was Purger. I think I like the second half of the house better,
yeah.
with the Purge and everything. But the thing is they've done Purge so many times. So, but in this house, it was okay. I liked the first one a little bit better, but this one was still good.
The first house.
Yeah, because they had Sinister, which is one of my all-time favorites, and then they had Insidious. There's just
and the Purge, because I mean,
a lot of their iconic films for Blumhouse were in the first one. But I'm not saying that the other ones are not, but I just thought. I mean, we had 3 versus this one too. So.
yeah, because I mean the other one.
But it was pretty good.
They made a lot of changes.
Your
to
thoughts?
The first one. I enjoyed it. It was really like the one part that was weird to me was going through Happy Death Day, because you go from the dorm, scare, dorm, scare, dorm, scare, and you went all the way through, and then the final part of the house, which was Purge, it was just an all-out craziness. It was like, okay. I mean, I like the facade a little bit better for the first one, because they actually literally did the Blumhouse logo with the edge of the house, the hanging chair, the upside down lamp that was flickering. This one, it looked like they took like a giant matte painting and just put it on a billboard, which it was cool. I mean, it was really neat, but I like that they highlighted the cupcake throughout the Happy Death Day sequence.
Cupcake scene was actually one of my favorites.
And it would keep playing the "It's Your Birthday," so I know how to pick up the phone as you walk through the dorm and you're like, wait, what the heck?
This house I also felt got better and better as well.
Yeah.
As it went through the year.
Well, a lot of them do, like, once they first start, the scare actors are still getting to know their roles. So once you finally find your groove, drop in, and then you can start, like that's where your motor and your system, like, okay, I'm ready, let's do this.
Yeah.
But it was a great, great, great house. But
we have the next
one is
iconic.
Very true to my heart.
Yes.
Poltergeist. The location was Soundstage 25.
Yep.
And the hypnosis breeds the restless spirits of a realm beyond are overrunning Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights. Prepare to cross over as Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Pictures MGM 1982 supernatural horror film Poltergeist becomes a reality in a new haunted house. And we have the photo and the teaser for you.
Yes.
And just remember, stay away from the light. Don't go into the light.
Body, but you only move the headstones. Only move the headstones.
Why? Why? All
Get
right.
out of here.
And that was Poltergeist. This one holds a special place in my heart because when I heard that this was announced as a house, I was like, please make this a good one. Please make this a good one. Please, 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 please. And I just remember I went to the first night, and I remember walking into the soundstage where it looked like the house and the pool, and I was just like, oh my god, they actually pulled it off.
Yep.
Like, I could almost feel the tears coming out of my eyes because I was so happy for it. This one was really, really, really good. I mean, they did the corpse run where you're 6 feet under the ground and the corpses are coming out of the ground and stuff like that. I liked how each room, like, as you went in, it felt cold. They had, like, the giant fans blowing to make it feel like
it
okay,
was
you
really,
got spirits on you.
It really was cold in this.
It was really neat. And then, of course, you go through the mouth of the, whatever the spirit thing was. Like, you went through its throat and into the upside down. So you kind of went through the closet, into this thing's throat, and now you're in the realm of the... I must have the upside down. I'm an idiot.
This isn't Stranger Things.
It's basically going into the light, like what's on the other side. You kind of actually do that about the last half of the house. The first half, you're in the Freeling's house. It's just, the whole house takes place at the end of the first movie when the corpses are coming out of the ground. Obviously, this thing has come back for revenge on Carol Ann and the family, and it takes the house. Although now I think we are in the realm with the spirits, because you remember the end of the movie, the house was taken.
Yes.
But what if the house, we are already in the other world, and the house is sitting there, and it makes it feel like, okay, wait a minute. Like, I thought the house was destroyed at the end of the movie. But it was really cool. The scares were really, like, well done. I mean, I had a bunch of friends in this one.
Remember we had the clown that came upside down, but
Yes, the clown, it worked for a little bit, and then
Yeah.
I think they took it out. They were having issues with it. And then it came back, but it didn't really move.
Yeah.
But it was really neat. I mean, I was a little sad that they didn't use the original audio tracks from the movie, like the voiceovers. But, I mean, hey, that's the thing when you sign contracts. You got to get permission to use certain elements, and if they don't sign the contract, then you're going to have to do everything yourself.
Yep.
The music was a little bit from the original score, but not really. It was actually from the MGM orchestra that redid the score specifically.
Yep.
But you wouldn't really know the difference unless you listened to Jerry Goldsmith's versus the MGM and put the two tracks together, and you're like, okay, I hear subtle differences.
Yep.
But other than that, I enjoyed it. What'd you think?
This was definitely one of my tops for sure. And the parts where like the clowns would pop out or whatever, that freaked me out, and that got better basically throughout the year. They kept getting better and better on that. And then I liked how you walked into it was very windy and cold. And,
You felt like the spirits were around you.
and if it was a hot day at HHN, this is the greatest house to go
Oh,
to.
yeah.
Cool off.
Yeah. That one really.
I was like, let's just go to Poltergeist.
I just remembered another scare that got me, and I think Kier was with me when I did this one.
Which one?
There was the clown that was sitting on the shelf, and of course every so often it would move its head, and then as you walk by, it would turn around and go like that. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, but no, it had some great scares. But here's another. The next house is the one that.
No, this isn't that one. We're on Scary
I'm
Tales.
sorry, wrong house.
We'll get to that one later.
The next one's a good house too.
Yeah, but the next house we're gonna talk about is it's an original house, Scary Tales, Deadly Ever After. And the location for this one was Soundstage 24A.
So it shared the other side of Carnival Graveyard.
Yeah. We are all familiar with the classic fairy tales and the warm, fuzzy feelings you get with the happily ever after endings. Well, you can kiss those warm, fuzzy feelings goodbye. Everything good and decent has been stripped away as you're thrown into the cursed realm of Scary Tales, Deadly Ever After. It's so yummy in my tummy.
Oh, jeez.
You went through the house, you would get that. You would
Yeah,
get
there's
that.
a reference.
So we got the photo and the trailer for you guys for this one. Please enjoy.
I know happily ever after.
Okay, so that was the video and photo for Scary Tales, Deadly Ever After. This house was pretty good. You had that gingerbread smell in there again in one of the scenes.
Everything was based off of fairy tales.
We recognized that from when we were actually in the Krampus house.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the same
when
smell.
Krampus actually was in Shrek. And I just love the gingerbread smell. It just smells so good. But yeah, you were walking through the different fairy tale creatures, and you got to see like if things basically went wrong with fairy tales, basically.
What if evil won, or what
Yeah.
if so and so didn't make it out of the woods, or
So,
what if
but
someone was in a
this
insane
was
asylum?
one of my top originals for sure. It was really fun to go through and experience it. The other side of it. So
I really enjoyed it because, again, this house has been done 4 times in the past, but I've only got to see one other one, which was back in 2008. It was called Scary Tales, Once Upon a Nightmare, which is the first time I got to see it.
Yep.
Although I heard it was there for 2000. I think it was 2000 or 2001 that the first one came in.
yeah.
And then the second one came in 2003 or 2. No, it was 2002 when Caretaker took over Islands. They did it in the Popeye and Bluto's Bill Drap parties. They used the queue
Okay.
for Scary Tales.
That was a long time ago.
And then the third one I did was actually in the soundstage where old parade building is, but
Yeah.
on the opposite side where whatever was in Trick or Treat was in this location.
Yeah.
It's the other side of that building.
Yeah.
But no, this one was really good. Walking through, we had a lot of good friends in that house, so they jumped out to get us.
I like the beginning with a person at the top, and it looks like she's swinging the
It's
witch.
the Wicked Witch from Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did like a Wicked Witch, and what if she's
My favorite.
She's the goddess of all this evil,
Wow.
and it basically tells the story like, oh, well, she crushed Dorothy, captured Tin Man, Lion, and Scarecrow, which you'll see in the first few rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go out, you're in like the 3 Little Pigs, so it's like basically the 3 Little Pigs are plungers from hell. You went into Hansel and Gretel, okay, and it was a mix of Hansel and Gretel and what's cool, they fused 2 stories together in certain rooms. So Hansel and Gretel were actually cooked in the ovens, and the evil in that room was actually Big Bad Wolf, dressed as Grandma.
Yeah.
So I remember, and of course
What?
Justin's favorite line was in that room.
Yeah, it's so yummy in my tummy.
And then like they have like Rapunzel, but her hair obviously is a killing tool, so she can strangle, and of course the only way to kill her is you got to cut off her scalp, which is really weird.
Wasn't there something in here, if I remember correctly? Wasn't there something where it was supposed to smell a certain smell?
Yes, the
And-
room with Humpty Dumpty. It's like Humpty
Yeah.
Dumpty fell off a wall. Well, Humpty Dumpty fell off a wall and landed on a damn torch. And his body got cooked so much to
Yeah,
where it
that's right.
exploded.
Yeah,
And all the guards in the room were like puking because they had like rotted egg, and it was supposed to smell like hard-boiled rotting egg, like to the point where their face was all like covered with egg and stuff like that, and they're all just walking. You're walking through, and they're all just going. And you would hear like all the.
I don't think
But
I don't
the
think
smell only worked a few times because it was so rank that they're like, no, we gotta turn this down. Like this is it's too thick.
they didn't want the guests to puke.
And the final room, believe it or not, was based off of a fairy tale from Disney. It was actually The Little Mermaid.
Yep.
I picked it up. I was like, wait, this is Little Mermaid. Like, it's like, okay.
Which was Kira's favorite Disney movie.
Yep.
So
But, no, they've done these houses in the past with Scary Tales, but I like this one. I mean, the music in here, it was amazing because it was like, it wouldn't be stuff that, like, 2 of the rooms used soundtracks from Lord of the Rings. I'm like, okay, all right. Most of the soundtrack around the thing played from the movie The Great and Powerful Oz,
yeah.
which was good. But other than that, that was a good house.
It was my precious.
Well, the next house is his worst nightmare. of all
Can we
time.
skip this one?
No, we're doing it. The next house is Seeds of Extinction, and this. When I said earlier, this is a new location. This was
Yes.
the 10th house that was added.
Correct.
It wasn't technically a part of the lineup.
Parade building.
They designed it, but they didn't put it in. And when the second show fell, they thought, hey, okay, we need another location, and they used B108S, which is the south side, the new parade building.
Yes.
And the synopsis says, what would it be like in a post-apocalyptic wasteland overgrown with invasive vegetation and the human race wiped from existence? you'll find out in the Seeds of Extinction. And we actually have the photo and we have the teaser video.
Yep.
So good luck, and remember, those vines can be a little
Tricky.
yeah, they have a squeeze on you.
That's why I hate it. Bye. Okay.
And that was Seeds of Extinction. This house was really cool.
Was.
It was very overgrown. Excuse the pun. Like it was basically, you were in the middle of a mall, like a rundown mall that has been overgrown by this cataclysmic meteorite that strikes the earth and causes all human life to vanish, but yet manages to grow any vegetation or plant life and turn them into carnivorous plant, like man-eating plants. I mean, this was really a weird house. It was very wet because, of course, the vines, like some of them would like drip or something like that, so it feel really like yucky. But like all the scares were pretty cool, but you couldn't tell. That's what scared him. You couldn't tell what was real and what was fake. Like, you could be like, oh, that's not real. Oh, okay, it's real.
I hate it!
There were a lot of cool Easter eggs in this house. Like the Lightning Gulch one from Ghost Town and all that. There was a comic book area that had like the comics, like the in-between, which was a house. This was a house. That was a house. It was really...
I like the tall guy that came out every once in a while and went...
Oh, the one with the thunder and lightning.
Yeah,
One of them knew me and he pointed at me the first time.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's really not much to say much about this house. Cause, I mean, what I liked was the ending height. Like, it looked like the ending of like a restaurant or a bar, but it looked like the roof caved in. So you have to walk this way.
If I remember...
Or that way on an angle, like you're walking like, oh, okay.
If I remember correctly, this one had 2 pathways, too.
Yeah, since wheelchairs can't go on twisted walkways, they actually have an alternate route right next to it. So they can go straight, and we have to go up the path.
Yeah, so...
Which was really cool, because, I mean, they have to do that for people who are handicapped.
They did that with a lot of houses in the past that had a crooked...
There was one in 2012 where it was in, what was it?
Wasn't the Poe one?
House of Horrors.
No, House of Poe.
Where you had to go under the crypt where the mummy was.
Yeah.
And the other ones had to go around the wall because of the wheelchairs.
Dead Man's Wharf had one, too.
Dead Man's Wharf had one. Dead Man's Wharf.
Dead Man's Wharf. Now Dead Man's Wharf.
Forsaken.
Forsaken.
It was the same walkway, yeah. Forsaken, yeah. This walkway was used before in the
Dead Man's Wharf.
You're thinking about the old scare zone.
Yeah.
But no, I enjoyed it. Now, what did you think about it?
I don't want to talk about it. Scared me half to death, guys. Every time I went in this house, I get scared half to death. They would laugh at me. It's what he said. You can't tell what's real and what's not, and that's why it screws with you.
I just remember walking through the park. Okay, so what house do we want to do next? Steve.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought plants would scare me?
I remember going through with your girlfriend here. It was at night, or no, it was during the day. It was right at the park, and we're like, okay, let's do seeds. Wrong choice. We literally had to hold on to each other because we almost kept running in the walls.
Yeah,
because it was so dark.
It scared me.
I think I ran into a wall that night. Yeah. Or no, I ran into a scare actor and he turned me the right direction.
Yeah. This house will screw with you, that's all I got to say. And it's good to have some living death out of me. So.
I love it though.
But on to the next house, guys. Moving along. Next is Slaughter Cinema. This guy's favorite.
I love old B movies and stuff like that. This was right up my alley.
Another original house. This was in Sprung Tent number 2. And it says, it's showtime at the local drive-in. As you approach, you'll see movie trailers of what you're about to witness, filing you with dread as you make your way inside. The smell of popcorn will
Be the first to hit your senses as you find yourself in a movie theater, snack bar. But from here, it's all down here from its double feature. So we got the photo and the video, and then we'll definitely talk about this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So go to the lobby.
Slaughter Cinema presents a bloody B-movie marathon, all in one place, featuring Cult of the Beast Baby. It's a little monster. Amazon cannibals from Planet Hell. Watch out, boys. They'll chew you up. Pumpkin Guts. It's pumpkin spiced horror. And more we can't legally show you here. When the credits roll, heads roll. Slaughter Cinema Horror Marathon, coming soon.
Yeah. So let's talk about this one. Slaughter Cinema, a bunch of different type of movies that they basically met up and put it into one house, and it was, well, making you want your
What?
say the phrase.
Daddy! It was one of the audio tracks in one of the rooms.
Yeah. So, but I like this one. This was pretty interesting. It had that popcorn smell, like you said, a little bit.
Yeah,
Made you
it's
think
all
of a lot of 2009 when they did the whole movie theater.
Silver Screams.
It was, yeah. And
The only difference, like he said, was Silver Screams was all based off of IP houses. This is all original.
Yeah, this is the
But there's
original.
a fun fact with this one.
Yep.
A lot of these movies were supposed to be houses sometime down the road, and
Maybe they will.
they decided to just cram them into it. Okay, we got it. Let's do it.
So I like this one for sure. This was another one of, I think it was in towards the top, but also midline for me.
It was the comedic, kind of like the comedic house this year, because they every year they try to find one house where they tease it and make it funny.
Yeah.
This one was kind of like that old funny B-movie horrors where it's like, oh, Attack of the Swamp Yeti. Like there's no Yetis that live in the swamp.
This guy loved it.
I loved it because I like the whole movie idea, and I've never been to a drive-in. Sadly, I really want to go.
But I think the one with the baby doll in it creeped me out. What was the name of that movie? Every scene that you would go in for
It would show a movie poster
yeah.
before going in, which was the
Yeah.
same thing they did in 2009's Silver Screams. Like
Yeah.
you saw the poster and you hear a voice saying, "Oh."
Yeah. But they had one of the ones. They had a doll basically swinging on a swing, and then every so often it would just
It would roar like you.
and it had the beaming red
My
eyes.
favorite one, of course, Daddy. That
Yeah.
came from Pumpkin Guts. It was
Yeah.
basically a farmer
Yep.
who obviously kills anybody who tries to steal his pumpkins because he has a secret where he uses actually humans to create these pumpkins. So,
It's interesting.
and I know one of the creators, this was his baby as far as the house. It's like this was the one that he perfected, and then there was Shitty's Kids, which was it's kind of like a it's really kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese from hell, like a Chuck E. Cheese birthday party. There was another room. There was a lot of good. Like there was one of the two girls in the dorm, and they sacrificed something to an alien.
I remember going through one with an arcade.
That was the well, there's two in an arcade. There was the biker bar one, which was God, I can't remember the names of the rooms now. I know Pumpkin Guts.
Yep.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
But then even what's cool outside is it even felt like you were at a drive-in. There were cars parked out front. They had a video on the screen where you would hear a voiceover like, "Oh, welcome to Slaughter Cinema. We are doing our slash-a-thon tonight. And here's our first movie." And then it would play like a trailer. "Oh, you dare to do this? You dare to do this?" So it kind of had that old 1980s B-movie slasher film, kind of like a Grindhouse feel, which, I mean, I love Grindhouse, so I'm like, okay, this is really cool. But I really enjoyed that one. But
now this is one of my favorite houses I fix and talk about.
This one was a pride and joy to finally get, and we all knew it was going to come sooner or later. And that house is Stranger Things, Volume 1.
Yes.
Location, Soundstage 22.
Wait, Volume 1? Teaser.
Okay. The synopsis reads, "Get your waffles ready. Netflix's supernatural adventure thriller is turning Universal's Halloween Horror Nights upside down.
Yep.
You'll be able to experience the suspense and the supernatural frights from Season 1 of Stranger Things in a new, harrowing maze." And here's the photo and the video.
Yes.
And just remember, Lego my ego.
Yes. Enjoy the world of the upside down.
It's cool.
Alright.
Yeah, Stranger Things.
Yep.
This house was amazing. The attention to detail, all the 1980s nostalgia, walking through each room, and it literally followed season 1. Like I said, the room with the Christmas lights. There's a little Easter egg in there. They actually had a book from John Landis's American Werewolf in London. It was on the shelf. There's the Eggos. Nice prop placement there. They had the waffles and everything like that. The Mementos were really cool because it was a mix of puppeteers with live actors. And even the kids. They actually had the kids in there doing their lines and stuff like that. And a lot of the, like, I like this one because a lot of the stuff was actually from the TV show. The audio, the movie, or the music.
Yep.
But, I mean, I remember when I sat down and watched Stranger Things, I was like, okay. My sister was telling me about it, and she's like, oh, you should watch this, you would like this. And I sat down, and I'm like, okay, alright. Like, and then, of course, season 2 was getting ready to come out, and they're like, okay,
It's good.
and of course 3 came out, and I remember when I was like, 3 is by far my favorite season.
Yeah.
Because I love the mall idea. It was great, because even when they're in the mall, I was like, oh, look, Sam Goody, I remember that. Oh, I remember this. KB Toys, I remember that.
But yeah.
No, overall, I mean, the house was really strong. It was really strong, but...
My favorite is when you're walking in. My favorite scene is probably the most iconic scene, is when you're going through and you see the actual blood and the Christmas lights on the walls.
Yeah.
The ABCs and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that was by far one of my favorites. It's just an iconic scene.
It is. It really is. And actually walking in it was like...
Yeah, and actually seeing it, it felt like you were actually a part of the cast. So it was just a neat experience.
It was really
But this house was definitely my top house, I think, for the year. I like Stranger.
The actors who were in it, like, they really got dead on throughout the run.
And
you're like,
they,
okay.
they did good, like, casting people for it and everything. Everything
Everybody pretty
sounded.
much looked like everybody. It was like, wow,
and
okay.
it was just a really good one. And then when you actually were going through the house and through the door, it actually looked like the Upside Down took over.
Yeah. And then the opening scene where you go through the lab and then go in, and then there's that dark room, and you see the Stranger Things logo where where you hear the doo-doo-doo-doo-doo,
Yep.
and then it comes in. It was like so surreal to walk through it, and you're like, oh, that's me.
Yeah, so it was definitely one of my
great
favorites.
house.
It was maybe one of my favorites, and it's actually one of my top shows that I like of all time, following Walking Dead.
They only have one more season.
But,
From what I'm hearing, one more season for Stranger Things 4 coming up in December. I'm gonna wait till December. God.
we'll see what happens. Yeah, I like this one a lot. So we're now moving on to our last and final house for 28. And it is going to be Trick or Treat. They finally did a house on this one the previous year, as you know. They did a scare zone. It did very well. It did very well. So they're like, well, we're gonna create this now into a house. It was in location was the parade building, and it says, take out your pen and paper and take notes. The rules of Halloween are returning this fall to the Universal Studios Florida. Sam is back and making sure we all celebrate the holiday right in a new Trick or Treat haunted house at Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights. So we got the video and as well as the photo for you guys right now. So enjoy and always check your teeth.
There you go.
So that was the photo and video for Trick or Treat. And my thoughts on this house were, it was pretty good. I liked, always a big fan of Sam, and the movie is pretty interesting as well.
They're talking about doing a part 2. We don't know when though. Trick or Treat 2, but it is being in the works as far as the movie.
Well, it gives you, I liked it a lot. It had you basically walking through the house scenes and all the different scenes, basically, some in the movie, and then you would see Sam in this dark, when you first entered, in this
hallway to the left of you.
Kind of like an
basically.
alleyway. Like
And
an
you're
old
like,
alleyway
and it
of
was
a
kind of
suburban
creepy. I'm
house.
just staring at you. It's like, I know where you are. So
It was neat though. My favorite thing was the Easter egg with the pumpkins out front of the house. Because there was a lot of like they twisted in the icons. Like they had Sam, they had the bus driver as a pumpkin, they had the other guy as a pumpkin. That was really neat. But
yeah, I liked it a lot.
it was a good house. I mean, it did very well as a scare zone, and I kept saying to myself, what would it be like as a house?
They brought back the puking guy who was in the scare zone as well.
Yes,
He was
and it
there.
actually, but this time it actually smelled like vomit and chocolate. So they actually had the scent, and they actually dyed it brown.
Yeah.
To make it look like chocolate, like you just puking, like, but they had it dyed brown and a little bit of red because, of course, it was the poison that the principal gave him in the chocolate. And basically it was just eating out his inside, and he was puking blood and chocolate, so
Yeah.
it was like really...
That's why I tell you to always check your cans.
And that's why, like the movie itself is actually a bunch of different stories together,
Yeah.
woven into one story, which
Yeah.
is really neat.
I think my favorite scene in the house was probably when you're walking through the fog in the bus and you're going around.
Oh,
the
the
corner.
quarry scene. Yeah,
Yeah,
when the
towards the
when
ending of it.
the school bus massacre, it crashes off the side of the cliff.
I think that was
He
probably
kills
one of my
Ryan.
favorite scenes in the house. But that concludes all of the houses, guys, for HH June 28. Now we're moving on to our beloved scare zones. So he's going to start first with the first one.
All right, you'll come face to face with 5 sinister scare zones, menacing creatures and unearthly forces throughout the streets of Universal Studios Florida.
Yep.
We'll be starting with the first one, The Harvest.
Yes.
Located in the Plaza of the Stars, aka Production Central, as we all call it.
Yep.
And the synopsis reads, an old barn is the setting of every kind of horror. Its walls are decorated with ominous objects and images from each haunted house, hinting at the horrors to come. The barn is not as abandoned as it is initially seems. And by the time you realize what lies within, it will be too late. Foul creatures lurk within, ready for a harvest of flesh and screams. Will you survive the reaping? And we actually have a photo of it.
Yes. I'm also gonna put in some pictures that I found as well for you guys that actually go into big detail through all of the scare
There's
zones
no
as well.
teaser videos for any of the scare
No.
zones, so we're gonna try to fill in the gaps here.
But
But
you'll enjoy it, trust me.
enjoy.
So here's all about the harvest. Alright, so that was a photo for the harvest as well as the wallpaper. They didn't really have too much on the harvest, so it was like the beginning scare zone. when you
It was
first
very
walked in.
interesting. It was like a photo op, and it looked like the barn. So they had like one of the clowns from Killer Clowns. They had the baby face walking around. All the characters, you can get photos with them. They had these 2 really cool stilt walking pumpkin guys, which was actually the mascot, which is right on my shirt. Because technically this year we didn't really have an icon per se.
Yeah.
It was basically just a mascot.
Yep.
But overall, it was an interesting area.
I like
But the next one's
pretty
even
cool.
better.
The stilt guys were my favorite. The pumpkin.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, I remember them.
So, alright, let's move it on. Next scare zone is our first IP scare zone that we're going to talk about is Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
And I talked earlier about a new location.
Yep.
The scare zone.
Yep.
This is it.
Yep, South Street is what the location was. Here is the wallpaper for that one, and then we'll go ahead and talk about it. I also have some different photos as well from the scare zone as well.
You read this
And
You didn't read it.
Hypnosis?
Yeah.
Oh. Let's get to that first then. Sorry about that. Metro Goldwyn Mayer Pictures cult classic sci-fi horror film Clowns from Outer Space. As you enter the domain of these killer clowns, the smell of cotton candy hides the fact that this is all trick and no treat. Try and escape the killer clowns or you'll face the wrath of their cotton candy ray guns that turn you into a tasty cotton candy snack. What are you doing? Oh God. Anyways, now from what I said before, here's the photo as well as different photos from the scare zone. Yeah. Right, that's the wallpaper and a few photos for Killer Clowns.
That was a good one. I really enjoyed this.
When this one was announced, I know my girlfriend Kara freaked out about it.
She's the only one that's seen it.
She really, really loves Killer Clowns.
No, I've seen it in the movie. You talking about the movie?
Yeah. No, I meant like when we first did it. Remember, because it was me, you,
Oh. Yeah,
and
yeah.
someone who will not
But
we will not refer to.
I remember we had a movie night and we saw this movie. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. The girls, they've never seen Poltergeist,
Yeah.
and me and you have never seen Clowns.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
watched Clowns
We
first.
watched Clowns.
It was great.
Yeah, it's.
And now that I'm good friends with a certain someone who composed the music to this movie, he's a great guy.
And I liked the ones with the fake leashes, and then you had the cotton candy guys, and
The
then
cocoons.
Cocoons
Yeah,
with the guys
the
in
music was really cool too. It was all in the score, but I mean, I love the interactivity. Like all the clowns, they weren't. I mean, yeah, it was scary, but they were also funny. Like they would walk by, like
yeah, the truck out there.
yeah, one guy with the air popper thing, so like he'd walk up and down, people, boom, and then walk away real quick.
I remember too. Remember we had the spaceship up there. That was.
They had a digital projection on the
Yeah.
building to make it look like every so often you see the shadow puppet from the movie.
Yep.
They had the swirling spaceship that looked like the circus tent, so you'd see it like take off. They had, he said, the ice cream truck. The brothers who were out there, and every so often it would say have different lines like "I am the great and powerful JoJo" or some weird stuff. It was really cool. It was a neat zone, and what was also cool
It was my favorite zone actually.
they had a really cool machine where it would make bubbles, but inside the bubbles they were fused with fog. So when you pop the bubbles, it would be foggy.
Yeah.
So it was really neat.
Yep.
And then you'd hear the making the killer clowns from outer space, like every play every so
Killer
often.
clowns.
And then they play the actual score from the movie, like the creepy underline.
It was my favorite scare zone.
I loved it. I really enjoyed it.
All right, moving on.
But my favorite.
Moving on, we're going to the next scare zone, which is
The next scare zone is Chucky.
Revenge of Chucky.
Revenge of Chucky. Location, Hollywood Boulevard. The synopsis reads, Chucky is back. After 30 years of mayhem, he's creating chaos in the streets.
Yep.
During a toy fair that's turned lethal in Revenge of Chucky scare zone.
Yep.
At the Festival of Toys, Chucky has twisted those playthings into new nightmares. And we have the background photo and a few photos. And I think we have a little bit of a teaser for them.
Yep.
Do we want to show them that also?
Yeah, it's really funny.
You'll get a little surprise at the end, so just keep watching.
Keep in mind, if you are watching this video, there is adult content. Thank you.
If the kids watching this, yeah, they might not want to because there are things that he says that are not very appropriate. So we're going to go ahead and state that right now.
It's rated TV MA. Thank you.
Enjoy.
Lucky for you, I'm ages 4 and up. And you're most definitely up, Amy. Whoa, who brought a kid here? Yeah. Enough monkey business, kid. Get up here. What's your name, kid? Ty? Kai. Like with a K. Whoa, where you from, Kai? He's from Scotland. And he came all the way over here to pay tribute to Chucky. Let that be a lesson to the rest of you losers from Orlando. Yeah, travel. Travel, you idiots. Get on a plane and go somewhere interesting.
Love you, Chucky.
What am I doing, a seminar here? Hey, you. Yeah, lady, the blonde with the white. What's your name? Jen? Chelsea. Come closer, Chelsea. What are you drinking, Chelsea? Bud Light. The heck is wrong with you? Get a real beer. That's right, Chelsea. Man up and drink a real beer. Gosh, get out of my face before I kick your teeth in. Oh, we got some glowing horns back there. Yeah, that happy, horny couple. Get up here. Don't make me come to you. I'm kind of stuck in a box here, if you know what I mean. Yeah, get closer. Yeah, in the red with the glowing horns. And bring your lady. Yeah, that's right. The couple that gets horny together travels together. What's your name, lady? Zoe? Chloe. Well, hello, Chloe. Everybody say hi, Chloe. Wait, Chloe, is that your boyfriend? And what's his name? Tommy? Hey, Tommy, I don't like that name. From now on, your name is Brillo Pad. Yeah, and I'm gonna scrub the deck with your face. And Chloe gets to watch. Yeah, Chloe, I hear that you like to watch, don't you? Especially when there's murder happening. I got a knife that still ain't yet tasted blood there, Brillo Pad. Hey, Brillo Pad, what do you do for a living? You're a chef. Wow. I think you just upgraded to steel wool there, Brillo Pad. What kind of a restaurant do you cook in, Brillo Pad? At a hotel. Which hotel? The Bates Motel? The Hyatt. Whoa, how very high-tech of you. Such a 4-star establishment. Are you a sous chef? Do you make everybody go, you gotta call me Mr. Chef Guy? Because I'm pretentious and I got a stick up my butt. And I curse at everybody. Do you have a foul mouth in that kitchen, Brillo Pad? Good, keep up the good work. Who here wants to join the cult of Chucky? Oh yeah, you guys are sick. I like that. Here we go. Ade Due Dembella. Give me the power, I beg of you! Leve Messier de Poischayo. S'accusent te a me pois de mort. Mortis vele de becor de Moshe. Adele porte poisse Dembella. Adele porte poisse Dembella. Adele porte poisse Dembella. All right, you degenerates, welcome to the cult of Chucky. Is that the best you can do? Don't you go anywhere, you idiots. I'll be back soon. I always come back.
All right.
And there's your little teaser, and we hope you enjoyed the video. As
Yes.
we warned, it is 18 and up.
The foul play.
This was a cool scare zone, because they took the idea from the movie, but also decided to create its own.
Yep.
About a toy fair, and of course the Good Guy Toys was sponsored in this one, so they actually got commission.
Yep.
And Chucky, of course, comes back to life and starts recruiting people and other toys. He melts down toys, creates them as his own.
Yep.
He somehow hypnotizes the workers of this fair to work with him. So it was really cool. And then every so often, like, he would sacrifice a worker or something like that. Or, like you saw in the video, he would have you guys all join the incantation. Now you were a part of the cult of Chucky.
Do the ritual.
Just like the rest of the workers.
Yeah.
But it was a really cool zone.
Yep. Hope you enjoyed it real bad.
But the next zone is an interesting take.
Yep. All right. So the next zone was Twisted Tradition. This is located in Central Park. It says you travel through the forest of Central Park where an ancient evil has been awakened. Halloween has been transformed into an abomination with rotting pumpkins fused with decaying human flesh.
Yeah.
All right,
Pumpkin
so,
Guts returns. Daddy.
God. All right, so I got some photos for you guys as well as the actual wallpaper. Please. Alright,
Hey.
so those were some photos and the wallpaper for Twisted Tradition. And my thoughts on this one was I really enjoyed it. I love the Scary Barn
Yeah, that was a
thing they eventually made. They didn't put that up till a little bit later. Remember it
The
wasn't...
barn was the first one.
Well, no, remember it wasn't up like when it very first started, and they eventually built,
Yeah,
put it
they
up.
had to put it up.
They had to
But
eventually-
Twisted Tradition was cool because it was like a old field with growing pumpkins, and like you hear like people get the slash, you get like
Yeah, that's my
The
favorite.
music was really cool.
That's my favorite part. Just like my girlfriend, she loves the pumpkins all on the trees and stuff like that. So
Oh, that's right. I know what barn you're talking about now. It wasn't a barn. It was the church. with
church,
cemetery.
yeah.
The church with the cemetery.
yeah, they put that
Yeah.
up a little bit later.
That was probably by far my favorite building that location.
Yeah, mine too. But he's
Sorry.
sleepy.
A little bit.
All right, so yeah, that was probably one of my favorites alongside of Chucky and Killer Clowns.
Yeah.
that year. So
the next year's was better.
it was pretty good. Yeah.
It was good.
Um,
Map 85.
Yes, it's a lot.
Location: New York.
Yep.
Before the countdown to midnight has started, it's clear the party has already been crashed, and the streets are running red with blood. As the ball drops, fanged punks and big-haired vamps will start their feeding frenzy.
Yep.
We actually have a photo
Mother.
and do we have any videos?
Yeah. No, I have a few different.
We have some photos for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Enjoy the New Year's celebration. It really bites.
Okay. Back.
The photos for Vamp.
85.
This one was an interesting one.
New Year's Eve.
Because I remember the first one, 2016.
Yep.
It was Vamp 55, which probably by far my favorite one.
Yeah.
But an interesting take for the New Year's. It was cool with the ball drop, how they were all dancing, and then as soon as the countdown started, it was the cast change. So everybody would run and attack people and then run off stage, and then the next group would come running in.
Yeah.
So it was really neat. The music was a throwback to a lot of the 80s and stuff like that. They had a lot of great music. There was a lot of cool characters because they had like Prince, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
They had a radio DJ out there. They were blasting music.
Yeah.
It was overall it was a really funny scare zone, but I think the 2016 one was my favorite one. That did it for me.
55.
Yeah, 55.
But I said too, for this scare zone, they should have kept the ball and used it in the New Year's Eve party, remember? So every so often the ball would drop. It would have been cool though to see that.
It would have been neat.
But anyways, that's all the scare zones for Halloween Horror 28. Now we move on to our only show that we had this year, which we said we only had one show. I guess I'll do this one. Academy of Villains Cyberpunk. As always, it moved to the Fear Factor stage. This is the first year, right?
It's the first year that they moved it to the Fear Factor after Villains had left last year and they needed a location.
So now they're in Fear Factor now.
So now Academy of Villains is the ones carrying the torch, which we know a lot of you guys out there. So if any of you guys are watching this, please, this shout out goes to all of y'all. I mean, you guys bring the power every year. I mean, the shows are mind-blowing. I mean, I enjoyed every one of them. Every one of them holds a place. And I just made some amazing friends. And I technically consider myself a part of the AMV family. I mean, you guys all the way. AMV.
Here's a photo, and we'll talk more about that show. Right? And that was a photo for Academy of Villains Cyberpunk, our only show that year, and it says the Powerhouse Dance Crew Academy of Villains is returning for its third consecutive year. This year's performance will be taken to the next level with all new show jam-packed with mind-bending entertainment, synths, and neon lights. I thought this one was okay for me, as far as all the previous shows that they've done so far to date. 2017 was my favorite show. Back when they did like the carnival type theme or whatever.
I was
Cyberpunk, this one had a lot of lights, not neon lights. They really jam-packed the lights in this show for sure. But for me,
I like some of the sequences though. Like I like how they had the dancing with the lasers.
That was my favorite part.
It had a very like Terminator feel. It was like basically the backstory was the human race is pretty much nearly gone. It's kind of like now the world's being overrun by machines, but some of the people have been taken and turned into robots. So now this one person, Revolt, who we all know, has to find this master control system and destroy it in order to bring her friends back to human form. So it's like a harrowing voyage. And it's really neat because throughout the dance shows, she's trying to find these locations and she sets up mines all over, and the computer keeps telling her, oh, you're gonna fail, you're just like everybody else. And then at the end she blows up the computer and all the robots who are obviously on the bad side have turned back to good. So it's really, I mean, I thought it was an interesting concept. I kind of like how they tried to do it the Villains had with the explosions and a few like different maneuvers, but I mean they gave it their best on that one. But
that's pretty much it for houses, scare zones, and shows. What do we want to show them next?
I think we're gonna do either the TV or the radio.
Which one do you guys want? Let's go ahead now and show you guys the radio ad.
All right.
Let's do the radio.
Stay tuned for that.
All right.
Close your eyes. Tell me what you see.
It's some kind of creature.
Go toward it.
No, please. I'm scared.
Relax. It's all in your mind.
True fear comes from within when you face more houses than ever, including Netflix's Stranger Things at Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights. Select nights September 14th through November 3rd, and save up to $52 on select nights when you buy online. Visit HalloweenHorrorNights.com for details. Restrictions apply. Event not recommended for children under 13.
Alright.
That was the radio ad. Like I said, I was just telling Justin, I actually just found that radio ad, and I was like, wait, I didn't even know they had a radio ad for that year. So it was an interesting one. And then I think the next one that we have here is one, it's iconic. It's probably by far the best commercial I've seen in a while for Halloween Horror Nights, but it is this year's commercial.
Yes.
And good luck.
Horror Nights 28. Scary. I like this.
face more houses than ever, including Poltergeist, Halloween 4, and Stranger Things at Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights.
All right.
And that was the television
Commercial.
Like I said, it was probably my favorite version so far. And the reason I say this is because teaser next year.
Yeah. And he was just telling me too, the arches were actually Hollywood's arches.
Yeah, in the end of the video, I was the only one that really recognized it because I've been to Universal in Hollywood in 2013, and I'm hoping to go again this year. Maybe, unless I get auditioned for Horror Nights. The arches in Universal Orlando are inward, like the way it's arched, it arches this way, whereas the ones in Hollywood actually are the opposite way, so they're jutting out this way. So it's really weird, and I was the only one that picked up on it. They just digitally added the Universal Studios Florida sign on top of the Hollywood one. So it was really neat how they did that.
Yep.
But yeah, no, that was a cool video though. I like how it felt like you're in the Upside Down, because it's supposed to be the scene where I think 11 has the powers where she can actually like see people, and that's why she was walking like the person was in water. Like the whole scene was based on water, and she only saw certain areas in clear color, so that was kind of cool.
Michael Myers came out.
Michael Myers with the sheets, the Demogorgon at the end. That was really cool. Because I remember when I saw that shot come up, I thought, oh shit, here we go.
So.
And then,
all right.
Next up we have something, it's not a video, not yet. We actually have a few photos of the archways at Universal Studios for Halloween Horror Nights. Again, it's the simple, they have the medallion, they have the signs promoting the IPs.
Yep.
They always do it based off the IPs.
Yep.
And just a weird lighting scheme. It's supposed to feel like you were in the Upside Down, because the top part was red to simulate, oh, you're in the regular world, and then as you go under, it turns blue, and it's the roots of the trees.
Yep.
To make it look like, okay, now you're in the darker world of Upside Down, because the whole theme this year was Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Whereas, I won't say it yet, but next year is a different theme.
Stay tuned for that one.
Yeah, that'll be our big one.
Okay, here's the
arch.
Okay, those were the archway pics.
This is really cool. I like the lighting scheme, how they do it every year. And they have spotlights on the posters. Sometimes they go in and out depending on the lighting and the weather.
Like you said, the roots.
The roots, the top part with the red, it feels like you're in the trees. And then you go down under and you're in the Upside Down.
Yep.
The next video, I think this one's a special one.
Ceremony.
They do this every year. They have a special opening ceremony where they have all the characters come up to the gate and they terrorize the guests before we even open.
Yep.
And there's a voiceover who it's the same guy that did it last year.
Yep.
He came back again, and he's got a whole new saying for this one. And it gets confusing because people are like, what is he talking about? Why is he saying these weird lines? If you listen hard, each one of these is synced into a house or a zone. The seeds of your extinction have been planted. Okay, that's seeds of extinction. The shape of Halloween has returned. Okay, that's Michael Myers. So basically, it's kind of like a poetry setup of what you're getting into. But because it took me a while to decipher what it's supposed to say and what he means by, oh, what's this mean? What does that mean? I was like, got it. Okay.
All right.
But enjoy this video, because this is actually my favorite part of Halloween Horror Nights when we get ready to open, whether we be on the working side or the playing side. No matter what side we're on, it's still a lot of fun to see this.
Yep. All right.
So enjoy.
Yeah.
The seeds of your extinction have been planted. The 0 hour has come. Horrors writ from the screen and the strangest corners of your mind are ready to corrupt your nostalgia of tricks and treats. The shape of true horror has returned, and tormenting spirits from the grave have let us know that they're here to join in the slaughter as we weave our scary tales. The traditions of Halloween have been twisted into unspeakable horrors, and revenge hangs heavy in the air. Bloodthirsty creatures from this world and beyond are ready to make a meal of your fate. It is time to harvest the horror rotting on the vine. It is time for Halloween Horror Nights to begin!
And that was the opening ceremony. Like I said, they do this every year, and each year it changes. Although this year and the last year tied in together, which is weird. Because the Festival of the Deadliest, he did the same thing.
Yep.
But the next year is actually a pretty good one. And they actually had a different person do it. It was so different, but
Yep.
I guess next up, what do you want to do next? I mean, we have some more teasers left.
I do.
I'll let you choose this one. What do you want to do? What do you want to show me?
We got dining. Talking about food. But I can't wait anymore. I want to do the tribute store.
Yeah, okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, let's get into the tribute store.
You're gonna see exactly how different, like I said, between the two teams and everything like that.
Alright, so we got pics and some videos of the tribute store. I got a mini clip of one of the merchandises that they sold in there. It's pretty cool. And they even had a picture of, I actually have this somewhere in my HHN scrapbook, which he got me into doing. So a coin that, actual Horror Nights coin, the collectible coin that I got. So I'll show you the front and back of that. There's different things, so enjoy. Enjoy it.
Enjoy, guys.
So that was all your
Tribute
merchandise
store.
and the tribute
It was a
store.
good store that year. I mean, I like the 2 split themes.
2 rooms.
One room was, like I said, the trick-or-treat Halloween based room. Typical Halloween theme.
And then Stranger Things.
And then Stranger Things. And then, let's see, what's next? What do we got next on the list?
What do we want to show you? Okay, so we're going to talk about the food options, the dining, and stuff like
The
that.
dining experience, as well as all the food that is served around the
Yep.
parks.
Yep, there's some
So you'll get to see everything.
alcoholic beverages. I think this was also the year they did the cup with the unlimited refills. Remember that?
Yes, that. Oh man, do you even think of that?
I have a picture of it. I'll show it to you guys.
You can only purchase that one at Mel's Diner and local locations.
Yep. Yep. So
You pay for it. I think it was like $39.99, but it was worth it. It was like $40 for the whole run, but you didn't have to go back and have to pay $8.99 to do the reloads, which now
Yep.
the reloads are now $10.95.
Yep. So now, so now you can just go.
But what's weird is they had it this year, and then next year, 2019, they didn't bring it.
No.
They deleted it. They got it. I guess it wasn't. I mean, it was a good idea, but I guess it just didn't. The popularity of it, nobody really like. I got it because I thought the cup was really cool.
I thought it was shocking. To
I
be
mean,
honest, but-
I didn't even have to go in and pay. I just walked up and there you go. We're good.
So there's some of the yummy food options. Some of the photos.
We haven't even eaten yet today. I think we
I know. And then we'll talk about it. Enjoy. All right. So
that was the merch, or excuse me, that was the food.
That was the food. That was the food.
We're making a lot of mistakes today.
That's fine.
It's been a while.
But no, yeah, that's all the food, scare actor dining, all the stuff of the alcoholic drinks that you can get.
We tried to find a photo. I thought I had a photo of the bar.
Yeah.
The bar that's set up by Transformers. I was like, kidding.
And then showed you the cup that we talked about. Did the one-time fee. Had the mini donuts where they kind of had like the blood-looking icing on it. They had upside-down burger, pizza fries. There's so many different options.
They also had some areas from Stranger Things. They had like the burger place. What was the name of the burger? Benny's Burgers.
Yeah.
Which it was really good. I tried it one night.
Mel's Die-In, which is a classic that comes back every year.
Yeah, that one's the one that really, really hits.
All right, so now we had the map and a few other little surprises coming up soon.
Yeah.
So let's show you guys the map of this year's. Alright, there's the viewing of the map for this year's event.
Dustin has something special for this next one. I'm going to let him take it.
Dude, what do I have?
I don't know, didn't you play some games or something?
Yeah, there's some games, yeah. This is a few pictures of the carnival games that they had out front that you could play. They had different, a lot of different ones. The mallet thing that you could just hit.
Yeah.
The basketballs that you could throw.
They bring
in
them
there.
back every year. It's pretty cool.
So it's just a few
neat little like midway area. And what's also cool this year is they actually had playable games in the Universal Studios store. When
Yeah.
you walked in, the whole thing was themed to 1980s, and they actually had games that you could actually get coins. Which you saw the photo of the coins and the money, or the coin counter, which that's where he got it.
Yep.
And you pop them in. There's these special coins, and you play them on the machines.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like
It was really neat. Really
I collected my coin. I didn't.
I think I still have one that you gave me because you had like 2 of them and you gave me one, so I have it in my scrapbook.
Yep, I must have same for
I
mine.
got him hooked on scrapbooking, by the way.
So here is the little photos of the arcade.
Yes.
Stuff. Alright, so those were some of the arcade games.
Yep.
Then you got to see
I never got to play some of them.
coins
They actually
and
looked
stuff.
pretty cool. Like there's like Pac-Man and all that stuff like that.
It's because of Stranger Things, basically. So.
And not giving too much away, but keep an eye on those games.
Yeah.
You might see something.
Just a little
video
tease.
that we do.
Some teases. Alright, so now we got a video of the kids from Stranger Things actually came and visited Hollywood to go through their
Yeah, I didn't
house.
recognize it until I was like, wait, that's not our house. That's
No,
Hollywood's.
no.
But, hey,
They
it's
don't-
still fun to show.
No, they don't really come to Orlando. I think there was a rumor that, I don't know if it was true, that Millie actually came last year.
Yeah, she was, because there was a photo of her in the house walking through. She
but-
was with her family, I think.
Spoiler a little bit.
Yeah.
You'll get to more of that for the next video, but
More of
yeah. Stop playing with them. Alright, anyways, here's a clip of the kids going through the Stranger Things house in Hollywood. This is not ours. This is Hollywood, but it's still pretty cool. Enjoy.
Good luck.
I'm nervous now. I hear stuff. I hear things going on back in there. That first Demogorgon, I'm not gonna lie, I was not planning this. I wasn't trying to be the center of attention. That
You fell.
literally- No, that scared me.
The Demogorgon! It's gonna come out the wall.
Which way? This way?
No! That's not me! That's the scariest thing here!
You're not gonna scare me this time!
It's the lab! It's the lab! It's the lab!
Going into the gate was cool. Like that was like that like claustrophobic feeling. I always pictured it being like that.
This is so cool! We're going in!
And there was this one part where we were just kind of walking through complete darkness.
Darkness.
Oh my god!
Oh, this is our class.
This is us! It's us! Oh my god!
Dude,
This is our scene!
that's sick. Oh, shoot. How many of them are there?
That's the same thing!
So
Alright.
there we go. We're back, and that was the kids and basically them getting their screams in at the Hollywood house for Stranger Things. They should. They should.
But
you never know. Hey, never know what the future might bring. So.
Who knows?
Enjoy this next clip. This is Michael Myers really screwing with some guests.
Oh yeah, no, that was. I saw this. I'm like, oh god.
This is great. All right, enjoy. This is a nice little prank video.
Thank you guys so much for being here. What we're doing today is a focus group for some of our horror night commercials. We want to know, what makes you scared, what doesn't, all that fun stuff. Cell phones off and absolutely no photography or video. And I believe, are we ready to go? Okay.
That was good. I like that.
I love that prank.
I would do something like that too.
Oh, really?
Just like jump out and scare something like that.
Alright, so that was the Michael Myers prank that they played on some of the guests while they were showing the commercial.
Yeah, and I just debunked that it was in Hollywood.
No, because it was showing. Well, the commercials for both.
The commercials for both, but when they first walked, it was Universal Studios Hollywood Finance. It was Orlando's, Universal Orlando's.
No matter what, it was fantastic.
It was great. This next video is a real treat.
Yeah, we saved it for the ending because it's really cool. But
it's very true to our hearts because we know a lot of our friends in this video.
Yep.
We know who they are.
Yep.
You guys really, they pretty much nailed every Horror Nights fan really hard with this one.
Yeah. If you're a true Horror Nights fan, you'll understand them. All right, enjoy.
Enjoy. This one's fun.
Oh man, I love that smell.
Something about that HHN fog.
Takes me back.
They should bottle this stuff, put it into a candle.
Starting from the back, we're working our way forward. We're gonna get slowed down by the chainsaws.
Why are we so early?
So we can get good seats. The show is 7 hours from now. Yes!
Hey, did you get anything good?
No.
What is that?
I've been coming here for years. I've done all the houses, Dead Exposure, SS Fritanic, there was...
In this scare zone, there are many, many fun facts. 112 pumpkins in this scare zone. 112, duh, 28 times 4 is 112, Horror Nights 28.
Next year, the event's gonna be in Volcano Bay. Lava zombies, just what I heard. Scarecrow, Paramines, where you got into a mine and the light would come on and off and the monster would come at your face.
Oh my gosh. You just look up at the detail.
How can I help you?
I want this tattooed on my face.
I'm not putting that on your face.
Lower back?
No.
Chest.
Yes.
Don't worry, you'll be fine. Just hide behind me.
Don't judge me.
The Hollows, Scare Tales 1, 2, Scare Tales 3.
Mom, hold on. Do you remember in HHN 25?
Hey, remember HHN 10?
Remember in HHN 17?
You almost got me.
Now your turn, dude. Who's your favorite icon?
Storyteller.
That was a good one. Yes.
Dude, are you crying right now?
Stop, okay?
It's not going to be back again for another 11 months. That's like 44 weeks, probably at least more than that in days. I don't even want to think about the seconds.
Roanoke, Hellgate Prison. There was giggles and gore. Man, that's jacked up.
All right, so that was one of my favorite
this year.
videos I've ever seen ever.
Like I said, we know a lot of the people who were in the film, who were in that shot, so we're not going to reveal them.
Yep.
But they did a kick-ass job putting it in there.
And, yeah.
Well, we come to the end of Halloween Horror Nights 28. This was interesting. Like I said, there's still little mishaps and stuff with this video because it's been 6 months since we did the last one.
I still think we did good.
We did a great job.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
Well,
till the next video.
I guess subscribe for more content with him. Hit that notification bell at the bottom.
Yep.
Right, it'll alert you when he goes to post something or when we go to do it again.
Yep.
And we have like one more video before we get caught up with this year. It's 2020 now, so 30's 29 to do.
30's are 30's are on the corner.
30's our big one.
So we'll
30
see.
years of horror this year. It's gonna be a big one.
Yep. So we'll see you guys again when we're ready to film 29, and we hope you enjoyed this
And we're
video.
gonna be closing out this video with a fan's reaction to Horror Nights 28. So
till next
we
time.
will see you in 29.
Till next time. Yep.
Peace, guys.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Don't think I have to ask, but what is your favorite house?
We love Stranger Things!
Attention to detail, the characters they have in there that look exactly like from the TV show, it's amazing.
Do you have a favorite house?
Poltergeist. It scared the shit out of me. The Halloween house. Well, Michael Myers is my favorite.
It's just craziness because there's something coming at you from every direction.
Even though I don't love scary movies, I definitely love Halloween Horror Nights.
There's not many places you can find everything to scare your pants off.
They get better and better every year, so that's why I keep coming back.
It's like being in a horror movie. Like when you're watching it, it's like being in it.
There's no experience like it. It's in a league of its own. It's like 10 times the scare you think it's gonna be, plus the fun.